is talking about.
What's up, family? If you are a young person contemplating getting into a gang, or perhaps you're already in one, you may want to pay close attention to what I got to say. Also, if you are a parent or guardian who knows a kid who might be on that path, you might want to pause this video, go get him and come back. Jaden Moodie was just 14 years old when he was recruited by a local Leighton, East London gang. One day he hopped on his moped and hit the streets to do their bidding when he was struck by a vehicle driven by rival gang members. To add insult to injury, after they hit him head on, they hopped out of the car and repeatedly stabbed and kicked him, all because they just felt like riding on their rivals. The guy who was pointed out as the main killer goes by the name of Ayo Majaline. This dude was only 19 years old when he threw his life away. Funny thing is that this guy was a troubled kid. He had been in trouble with the law before. He had been neglected and also recruited by local gang members. Jaden lived with his mother and father. His mother said after the murder that people didn't know how beautiful of a child he was. Let me remind you that Jaden was a gang member who carried guns and knives. And he wasn't carrying those guns and knives for decoration. This is not a situation where I'm blaming the victim. Now, his killer was sentenced today to 21 years to life. He's going to have a long time to think about what he did. I have no sympathy for him at all. This kid, Jaden, was not innocent. He didn't deserve to be killed, slaughtered like a dog in the street, but he was not innocent. And this is a hard conversation to have because people either ride on one side or the other. Most people won't even try to even give it a shot at logic. Oftentimes when you have victims of crime, people like to act like the victim perhaps didn't have any type of role in, how they ended up where they were. He had to know that being in a gang was not as safe as mowing lawns. You dig what I'm saying? That's why I never got into a gang. First of all, I was a leader, not a follower. By the time I got to 15, 16, 17, all of that, I was the leader. So I never wanted to get into a game because I'm an odds person, so I'm playing the odds. I'm looking at what's the likelihood of me having a long, successful life being in a gang. All the gang members that I knew were either dead, maimed, in wheelchairs, paraplegics. They were in jail. And the others who were on the streets had messed their lives up so bad that they were really struggling to readjust, to get reacclimated to society. So I just didn't look at gangs as being appealing. And to this day, I understand that a lot of youngsters who get caught up, who are not raised in like a loving household, which I don't know what happened in this kid. Well, what happened in this kid's case, Jaden Moodie's case, is that gang members put pressure on him, and he feared the gang members, I guess, more than he respected the love that his parents had for him. So he joined the gang. This is a kid come from what appears to be a loving household, but he still ended up in a gang. So for me, I never joined the gang because I just didn't see the benefits. Also, I could not see somebody telling me what to do. I'm not a robot. You can't just wind me up and have me going marching, put me on marching orders to go do your bidding and then go do something stupid for you. I've always operated under the idea that if I go out and do something stupid, it's going to be my idea. And I tell my kids the same thing. That way, if you're sitting in jail or you're about to take your last breath, your ass about to die because somebody done stabbed you up or shot you up for getting into something stupid, then at least you can say, well, it was my idea, and not feel super stupid for doing something stupid that some stupid fool had you to do. So this is a cautionary tale more than anything. Gangs are nothing but trouble. There is no good that comes from being in a gang. And when these kids talk about joining gangs because they feel wanted, they feel loved, that's part of the gang hustle. That's just a hustle, saying stuff like that. Oh, it's my brother, it's camaraderie. Man, you get caught up, your ass end up in jail. Sit there for a minute and watch what happened. In the very beginning, they might look out for you a little bit, but after that, man, out of sight, out of mind. They're going to forget about you and looking after your family and all of that stuff. And when you have trouble in the streets, your family have trouble in the streets, they're not going to go ride for you while you sitting in jail, because after a while, their resources are going to wear thin. And they're going to be worried about things going on the ground, not behind bars. So I would advise anybody, any youngster out there who might be thinking about it, don't do it. Because if you play stupid games, more than likely, you are going to win stupid prizes. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?
Yeah.